What's up guys, Brad here from Piney Grove, and today we're going to be doing some more work inside the mega shed, and specifically we're going to talk about how to paint OSB and get a real nice white wall with texture. 4 years ago we built this Carolina carports 44 by 55, what we call the mega shed, and I've been wanting to sheathe this wall for years. But first we had to spray foam it, and then I put up the sheathing, and immediately it darkened the room. And as you get older, your eyes don't get any better. So I decided to paint it white, and I did some research, and I was shocked at how many people said you can't paint OSB. And if you do paint it, then you need to use an oil-based primer. But I didn't. I used a water-based primer. I used Kills 3, which is a heavy-duty, high-hide primer. OSB has a lot of ink on it, at least the pieces I have, and it also has two sides, a very rough side and a semi-smooth side. And I put 2 coats of primer on it and then came back over it with some barn and fence paint, and it came out absolutely awesome. Like, I couldn't imagine this coming out any better. I still got a few trim pieces I got to put in. We're going to paint them today, but I wanted to show you the finished product here on this wall. And then we're going to talk about how I got there with another wall that I put up with OSB. We're going to paint that today. We paid to have this enclosure done here because we thought we'd use it as like a camp as we build out Piney Grove, but things changed in our life with my dad passing, so we didn't need it for that anymore. So Deb and I took this down, and now we have a great storage area, and it's slightly less dusty than the rest of the shop. So here's where I need your help. Leave a comment down below. What can I do here to close this off but not have it a hard closure like metal? And what I was thinking of is those big refrigerator units that have that plastic hanging down. And I was thinking about something like that because we do still keep equipment in there. So I can't have anything, you know, hard boarded or sided up here. Getting back to the purpose of this video and how to paint an OSB wall. First of all, it's a metal building, so we had to frame it out with ripped down wooden 2x4s. So in a Carolina carport, their metal studs right here are 2 1/4 thick. So we ripped down 2x4s that were 2 1/4 thick, and then fastened them with L brackets on 2-foot centers so that we would have nailers for all of this OSB. And the same thing was done over on that other wall that I showed you that's complete. But there we just took a whole 2x4 and put it on the flat. So you actually had 3.5 inches on your overlap of your OSB. So that made it easier to fasten, especially if your wall isn't perfectly square or plumb. But this went up pretty quick. I only had a couple of outlets to cut around. In this particular OSB, it's got grid marks on the other side. It's really ugly. I mean, it's a lot of black ink on it. Like every foot there's a horizontal line and every foot there's a vertical line. This side has less writing, but it's more condensed. So you got a lot of black ink here in the center. And the primer that I'm using is Kills 3. And what it says is interior, exterior primer, heavy duty, high hide, sealer, and stain blocker. It's got a thick hide formula. It's a pretty thick paint. It's as compared to the paint that I use. The paint that I use splattered. So this wall is 5 sheets of 4x8 OSB. That wall over there took 2 gallons, 1 gallon to do the initial and then 1 gallon to completely cover it. So I've got 1 gallon of primer. That should do this wall. I'm going to do it in the same way. I'm going to cover up all the problem areas first and then let that dry and come back in a few hours and then do the whole wall. I'll let that dry overnight, and then we'll pick the video back up when I'm putting on the top coat. To roll on the primer and also the paint, I'm using a 1/2 inch nap roller. I actually bought a 3/4, but I found that this 1/2 inch works really well. And I also wash this out every time. So this was used for that whole other wall we've already shown, and I washed it about 4 times, and you can get it really clean, and that way you save yourself $4 or $5. It seems pretty consistent mix all the way through. And in case I didn't mention it, it was $38 or $39 a can. So for 1 gallon, 39, so let's call it 40. So $80 in primer for that wall I showed you in the beginning. And then this paint right here, I bought 5 gallons of it. So I bought 5 gallons of it was $100 at Walmart. So I guess around $20 a gallon. But it's Glidden Barn and Fence wood finish. That's what I use. So over there, maybe we use 2 gallons of top coat and $80 worth of primer. So for about $100, I did that wall over there. This wall here should be a little less, probably more like $50, probably about half. You really got to push it into all of the cracks and crevices of the OSB. It really soaks up a lot. It covers nicely, but you can see over here where it's not filling in, and you just got to push hard against your roller. Like I mentioned, this paint's pretty thick, but having this 1/2-inch nap roller really allows you to fill in all the cracks and crevices of this OSB. If you don't fill all these in with the primer, then you're just going to have to do it with the paint. You can see the black ink coming through there a little bit, but that'll dry good, and the second coat will completely cover it. You can see how quickly this wall is going to go. I've already basically done 1 sheet, and I've got 4 more sheets to go. We'll run all this down, and then we'll come back and put the second coat on. It's been a couple hours, so let's see how it's doing. I can easily see the bleed through there of the black ink, but it did start to cover it. This is where the red edge would be. A little bit of red bleed through, but not too bad. I checked out the application instructions, and it says like 30 minutes to dry in 77 degrees and 50% relative humidity. We're in the 70s here, and our humidity is somewhere around there. So it's had more than ample time to dry. And also it says you can top coat after 1 hour, but we're not top coating. We're going to put on the second coat of primer and then let this dry overnight, and then we'll put on the top coat tomorrow. This should be a little bit easier by using an extension on the roller, and having all this cardboard down just really helps. I don't have to be nearly as careful. This has natural texture to it. Like, to me, this is the texture you would want on a shop. It's kind of rough, kind of rustic, I guess, but it's also, it's got a pattern and it's got a purpose. And I can't say enough about OSB as a shop wall coating. Different day, same clothes. I'm gonna take what I have left over from painting the other wall and put in my 5-gallon can, and then mix it all up so I have consistent color, and then pour back a gallon. I should take about a gallon, I think, to do the wall we're working on today. And this is just a mortar mixer or thin set mixer for tile. I've had for years, and it does a great job of mixing up this paint. Oops. You know, you can buy 5-gallon buckets at Home Depot if you need 5-gallon buckets around your house, but nothing beats a 5-gallon paint can. They're just thicker plastic. They seem to be softer, like they have some rubber or something in them, and they'll last like 10 years, 15 years. I have one I've been using on back of my ATV to have tools and stuff in when I'm going across my hunting lease, and that thing has just like withstood so much impact, and time doesn't really make it brittle. So here's what we got. You can see where it's got 2 coats of primer. We got a nice white wall, and then where we got 1 coat of primer, it's not as white, but there's no bleed through on the black ink there. And what you see coming through here is just the natural pigments or the natural color of the wood chips of the OSB coming through. Now on this coat, you want to put some pressure on it, unless you want to do 2 top coats, which I didn't have to do on that other wall. And this paint's a lot thinner than the primer, so it tends to splatter more. So you got to make sure everything's covered up well. But you want to make sure you get in all the cracks and crevices so that the whole thing looks like where there's 2 coats of primer. And it's very achievable with this paint, but you got to sometimes bear with your roller to get it all in those cracks. But right here you can see it's got some brown coming through the primer where it had 1 coat, and sometimes you just got to work this back and forth to get all of those cavities filled in like that. And then it's just pure white. But some of those cavities are really deep, and you gotta sometimes like move your roller sideways to get some extra paint in them. You can see all of the roughness here. We'll come over that and just covers it up, fills it all in. It's done and looking really good. It's still wet, so there's gonna be some reflection that you won't get when it's dried. But let's take a look and you let me know what you think. That's what it looks like without the sheen. That will actually dry, not flat, but a lot of that sheen will be gone once it's dry. So let me give you a close-up over here, and this is what the final product will be. And as far as the materials, I'll put the links below if any of this stuff is available on Amazon. I got the paint from Walmart. I got the primer from Lowe's, but if it's at Amazon, I'll put it down below. So I bought this originally to do it, and this is a 3/4 pile. So you see just how thick that is. And this is what you use on regular walls. This is a 3/8 nap. But I just happened to have a 1/2 nap, and that's what I used, and that was perfect for OSB, and it held a lot of paint, because you need a lot of paint to fill in these cracks and crevices. But that's what it looks like up close. Far away, it almost looks like sheetrock. So that's what it looks like. That's what the process is. I've got to paint some of these trim pieces that I got left here. If you're interested in more videos like this, we have a house building series where we show our house being built from scraping the dirt to pouring the concrete to rafters, not rafters, but trusses and drywall and all that. I'll put that link down below. That'll be a link to the playlist that has all our house videos. But that's gonna wrap it up. So until next time, y'all take care out there, and we'll catch you on the next video.